Greetings and compliments of 2023. May it be a blessed and a beautiful year filled with abundance and flow and prosperity and lightness. I know we wish that for every year, but I think it's really about us putting the focus into perspective so that we can create that year for us. And I think that's some of the realizations that have come to my awareness of late, which I'd like to just share. As 2022 was, I would say for me personally, one of the most intense years, with so much of tests, triggers, lessons, challenges that just put me in a space where I just kind of felt that's it. I went out in a way, and hitting that sort of space, that dark space, or if I could say the climax of all these triggers that made me just kind of take a step back. And these are where the realizations then came through. And one key aspect that came up was pressure. The pressure specifically that I put on myself, and that came from expectations, learned behavior conditioning. And when I realized that pressure is just so self-inflicted that if it wasn't there, life would flow so much easier, be so much more simpler. I would get through, not to say that life won't be challenging, but I would get through it so much easier. So I started putting that into practice, and it has made such a big difference for me. So just letting go of pressure, that's the one thing the first thing that I would like to share. Because pressure is what leads to stress, and stress, as we know, is one of the big factors in many ailments and just diseases in our life, whether it be physically, mentally, or emotionally. So letting go of pressure. And in order to let go of pressure, we also just need to slow down. And that is one of the themes for 2023. 2023 in numerology is a 7. And a 7 is a very spiritual year. It's very much about going inward, focus on self. And in order to do that, we also need to slow down, not rush anything, have some patience. I know that's a real difficult task for us to have patience. But having patience and trusting in the flow that everything will work out as it needs to is something that we need to work on. So letting go of the pressure, slowing down, not rushing anything, focusing on yourself, self-care, just whatever it is that makes you feel worth living is something that you need to focus on in 2023. And the other aspect is just being able to give yourself, not give yourself, but be kinder to yourself. It's a really, really key thing. It sounds so sort of simple, but whenever we are in a difficult time, we always end up being very hard on ourselves, or putting ourselves as victim, and then just spiraling downwards. And in that moment, it's just to ask yourself, how can I be kinder to myself? And maybe some reflection on who have I become will help you get to where you want to go. So who you have become and where you want to go, see what the factors in between are not in alignment, and that's where you would need to start working on to make changes, whether it's within yourself or your external environment. And then just be patient for everything to flow as is. We do struggle with that, and I personally, had to continuously and am continuously reminding myself, it is what it is. When you allow yourself to just be in that space of it is what it is, you allow yourself to just move to the next step or whatever needs to be done next. But when we dwell in what's happened and start to let our emotional side get the better of us, we get stuck, and then that stops the flow. So really about it is what it is, moving forward, what needs to happen next, what can happen next, and then moving forward. The emotion side will always be there. Acknowledge it. Don't resist it or deny it and entertain it, but just acknowledge it. You know, there's always support that you can receive to help with that. And just get yourself to a space where you feel that you being true to yourself, you being authentic, and see what happens. Take care until the next one. Bye.